So I'm realizing now that I never actually did a beginning clip for this vlog. So I apologize in advance. This is one of the more emotional vlogs because a lot happened after I got home from the bakery. So this is your warning that if you're not in the mood, probably skip this one. So here I am in tears again, after work, more just cause, figuring out this whole, October trip. Yeah, not crying because of the cats for once. Things are changing. This whole trip in October, to go to Nancy's wedding. There are just, the price to go has gone up a lot, which makes sense. It's just, I thought we had more time, but we didn't. So it used to be around the tickets to go nonstop from here to Paris to home. So of course that did not include the tickets that were going to be needed to originally go from Paris to Venice and then Venice to Paris, because there was not a nonstop flight from Venice to Atlanta. And so, but those flights are like $60 to $100 each because it's Europe, so they're close together. Now, however, though, there's the whole added thing, and I don't know if I even actually mentioned this, that my grandmother reached out to me a week ago and asked if I could or would be interested in flying up to New York, not New York City, New York, where my mom grew up, because my step-cousin is getting married and they are doing it on very much a budget, and they've kind of been reaching out to people that they know to do certain things like catering and things of that sort, and so photography is one of them. And so I basically have been offered the opportunity to photograph their wedding, which is insanely stressful and scary because I've never done it before. But I would love the opportunity to do so. And so I said, can you please make sure you tell them that I've never done this before, show them my portfolio. She did, and they still are interested in having me do it. Obviously, to be paid for it, but it's family, right? So, anyway, so that kind of changes things, right? Because we wouldn't be flying from Venice to Atlanta. We would be flying from Venice to New York. So anyway, we kind of hopped on the phone after I got off work, and I originally quoted or had the flights to and from round trip at like $1,900, which is crazy enough as it is, but the check that I got because of them charging me too much for my escrow over the past year covers a really good portion of that. Those flights have drastically gone up, and instead it would be $2,800. And I was like, well, that plus Disney is not gonna happen. So, and I'm obviously not telling Nancy that I can't make it to her wedding. Yes, so obviously I'm not telling Nancy that I can't make it to her wedding, because, you know, I said I would go, and I want to go. So I looked into what it would be price-wise without going to Disney, because there is actually a nonstop flight from here to Venice, and then from Venice to New York, and that is much more reasonable, even including the price to get then from New York back home is much more reasonable. So I can go to the wedding. It's just that Disney won't be a part of it, which is fine. Because Disney was not the important part. It's more just that now, sorry, this is going to be gross real quick, just warning for grossness. But I don't have any tissues near me, and it's my shirt, so I can do whatever I want. And I own a washing machine, thankfully, so, it's just, you know, I am not an international traveler. That's the one thing that getting the opportunity to travel in high school has taught me, is I am not an international traveler. It's not what I particularly enjoy to do. It's just, it's stressful. So the odds of me being back over in Europe to visit Disneyland is pretty rare. So there's that to think about, but financially it would just deplete my savings account to a level that I am not comfortable with. Yes, I still have 2 months, and you know, that would help a little bit, but not enough for me to still feel comfortable with it. So I think, because my mom said that she was going to talk to my dad, because she was like, I don't want you to miss out on this experience just because of finance, but I just can't in good conscience be willing to accept that kind of money just to do something like that, when hopefully I will have a lot of time left in my life to maybe if I'm over there for something again, you know? And who knows? I could be. I have no idea what the future holds, so I just don't think it's in the cards this time. So that'll mean the trip gets even shorter, because we would essentially fly in on the 5th instead of the 3rd, and would fly back from New York on the 10th, because wedding number 1 is on the 7th and wedding number 2 is on the 9th. So we'll see. I have work. I wanted to read after work. Obviously, that was too much to ask for, because now I start job number 2 in 10 minutes. So, yeah. So the other thing is, international travel is just so much planning, as it should be, as it needs to be. It's just, this wedding wasn't supposed to be this year. It was supposed to be next year in like April. And then, granted, I've known for months and months and months and months that it's had to be moved up, but it just, granted, and I chose to go to New York. That was my choice, and I'm glad I did. I do not regret that one bit. I'm really, really glad I went. There's just, that makes a lot of travel this year that I really wasn't prepared for. One last thing, and then I'll shut up. The other thing too, right, is like, with the way my schedule already is, I don't have a lot of time to say, oh, let me pick something else up. Let me do more Amazon Flex shifts, because I only have about 4 days a week that I can actually even maybe do those shifts. You know, I'm already working nearly as much as I can, nearly. And so it's not like I only have one of the jobs and I'm like, oh, let me pick something else up to make, you know, kind of help replenish the savings account sooner. Like, it just, as I said, it would deplete it to a level that I am not comfortable with. I would not be comfortable with what it would be at. Because if something were to happen, you know, yes, I have the SOS savings account, which is totally separate. But that's only in case of emergency. It is not touched other than that. And thankfully there have not been too many emergencies where it's needed to be touched. But, you know, I don't want to have to reach for that, because the goal is for that one to be used for so many years to come, so that one can really, I don't know, because other people would look at the amount that would be left in there and be like, what are you talking about? That's fine. But I would not. I would not be comfortable. I think it's more just I need to realize that I'm only 22 and there's nothing saying that I won't be over in Europe again for whatever reason and be close enough to go and visit.
On another note, you will never guess who's outside right now. Salt. Salt is outside right now. I was able to go put some food outside without them running away too far, so I saw they came up to eat some of it. I have not seen Salt in a while. I haven't seen a lot of the stray cats in a while, so it's good to see them. I had to work 50 minutes over, and I have cried so much today. I'm so done. I'm going to bed. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. All my social media is in the description. Love you all.